And we are officially live. Hello to all my BC WrestlePod nerds out there, and welcome to another rendition of the Takedown Troupe, your weekly TNA review show here at BC WrestlePod. We do have a packed house tonight, so I am gonna. We love this. So enjoy this little 10-second dance break as I get everyone into place really, really quickly. So grab a snack, be right back. Dance in your seat to do whatever you need to do, but enjoy this 10-second little montage.
Yeah. Here we go.
Well, I mean, we got everyone in. Let me just change everyone's position really quickly. There we go. Surprise! Ta-da!
Cinematic magic.
But yes, we have 3 out of the 4 members of the Takedown Troupe here this evening. Of course, El Jefe of BC WrestlePod, and the internet decides that it wants to, somewhat work with me, so we're okay. But joining me this evening, of course, is Papa Oso himself, who is literally coming in by the seat of his pants, which I forgot about that he was doing the thing he mentioned. And I apologize for, not remembering that. So that's my fault, but I'm happy you're here.
Glad I could make it.
Tonight, we also have JT, who has, yes, I'm glad that you make it too. But JT is also in the building this evening, this, late night evening. Odd for, he feels like being here. So we've missed you. Your presence has been missed, my friend.
Yay, I've been missed. That's fine. You'll get me on the next shot. I feel like there's a delay.
I miss you. Anyway. Yeah. Well, there is a slight delay. This is gonna be great. We love when this happens. Not really, but it is what it is. Alrighty. Well, we're gonna try our best, and if it becomes more of an issue, I'm gonna let these boys kind of just do their thing as I work behind the scenes. But let's just get into everything. This is going to be a bit of, because literally I only have 11 slides for TNA. So for the actual show, and then we're doing our predictions for Bound. We're finally at Bound for Glory. Thank God, you guys. This has been a struggle. The struggle bus has been real. So, yay. I'm not gonna lie, it's been rough. It's been a tough one. And before we, yeah, I'm trying, you guys. Technology doesn't want to work with me today, but it's so. But if there is a delay, that is okay. I'm gonna keep talking while I fix things around here. So if I go bye, just vamp until I come back. But if you're new to BC WrestlePod here, we do a lot of things here on the YouTube, the Twitch, and the platform is. Please do that because we love you and we want you to do that because it is important and all that good stuff. So yeah. But if you can't watch our videos, follow us on the social medias at BC WrestlePod because this is gonna be fun. For sure. Alrighty. I am going to try something right here. So I will be right back. Boys, you just vamp. Tell us about your day. Give your initial thoughts of TNA. I'm going to be right back. 1 sec.
Okay.
Wait, so how delayed are you?
I'm not. I mean, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you fine.
This is okay.
Yeah.
So it's a
Mikey thing.
We're sorry, people in the social media sites that are watching us right now. Sometimes we have technical delays and difficulties, but we've got a group that is pretty well knowledgeable on how to fix it, or at least we just bullshit until we can find out how to fix it.
Correct. No, looks like it's all coming back, so we're going to see if we're still time delayed.
Yay! So. And
I think I'm okay. Am I coming
good
in
now?
Okay?
I hear you fine now. You don't. I don't hear a delay currently.
I swear to the wrestling gods, I love it, but I also hate the internet sometimes. Anyways,
okay.
They know we're going to talk a lot of crap today.
I'm just going to curse Al Gore for this episode.
What the?
Because he's the father of the internet, isn't he? Is he?
Sure.
That's what he always ends up saying. No.
Does he? Oh, I always thought he was the father of the environment or something. He created it.
The modern day green man.
Oh I mean, that could be a whole nother podcast, but let's just get it into TNA before
you stop that.
Oh, please.
Just quit that delay right now. Just tell it to get the fuck right out.
Love it. Anyways, you know where to find us on the social media. I'm also going to post it in the chat here in a little bit, but without further ado, this was a go home episode, I guess.
Yeah, sure it was. It was something.
Let's put it this way. So it was such a short show for me that it's like an hour and some loose change or something along those lines. And because I want to be able to get the entire episode in before I come onto the podcast, I have a tendency to hit the little fast forward button, and you could fast forward it by like 30 seconds or something like that. I got home at like 5:15, 5:30. I was done by 6 o'clock.
I mean, fair.
I had an hour and some loose change. Typically, when I watch these episodes, I am right up to like 15, 20 minutes before we start call, and then we go on to live in front of the audience. I had an hour that I had no clue what to do. I had already poured my drink. I had like went over the entire day that we're going to have for the weekend with my wife. Like everything. That's how short this. I mean, Mikey said he had 11 slides. 11 slides. Mikey has like a gazillion slides for almost every episode, and today he's got 11.
Because it was kind of shitty.
It was. Mikey and I were talking about that like I love a good lore story, and I love good video packages and stuff like that. But like when the video packages outweigh the matches because there's so much, I'm like, what? Why didn't we just turn this into like a special presentation? Like it's no longer Impact. It's like TNA lore time. I don't know.
Because they didn't have anything to show, so they filled it with crap. It's just.
I was just like,
how?
I was like, how do you just?
I don't think this is the worst go home show we've ever seen.
No, it is not. I agree with you there. As much I was like, not sure how I feel, but I will say I'm like, oh no, there has been worse go home shows for TNA this year. I'm looking at you, Go Home for Emergence. God, that one was really bad.
This one was close. This
was a lot of live shots, like outside of the ring. It's like, let's use the entire arena as the stage. I haven't seen that in a while, but still, you're like,
this was an episode that could have been an email.
Truth.
I mean, honestly,
it really could.
I mean, what did we really get out of this? Nothing, really. I mean, if you're gonna do just let's throw some shit in the ring, or let's throw some shit in front of a camera or whatever, I mean, then make it fun. Do a themed event. I mean, do like the 80s thing, or do something fun.
I'm just like, there were so many things. So we know that the last like 2 or 3 weeks were all pre-taped after Victory Road, and I'm just like, we couldn't have given this like the matches I liked last week. I was just like, we reviewed Victory Road last week, and I was just like, the TNA episode from last week, I really thoroughly enjoyed. I was like, we couldn't have swapped some matches, or I guess whatever. Well, let's just get into it because we also have Bound for Glory, predictions to do, which is also, I'm excited for the event, but I have a lot of questions after tonight's episode of, and again, we're going to get into certain things because the Knockouts division, I love you to death. But let's be 100% real. The last 3 weeks of everything that has transpired between 2 of your stars, one of them currently pending in investigations of some stuff, and another retiring from in-ring action, has really taken the wind out of the Knockouts division sails really quickly. So, but TNA has an opinion.
Can I just say real quick? I'm sorry. I know you're trying to get us started, but can I just say that this episode did not get me excited for the pay-per-view?
No, it did not. And I'm just
actually made me a little frightened of the pay-per-view.
Oh no.
I kind of forgot. I was like, oh yeah, that's like this Sunday.
Yeah.
I thought we had another week, and then they said something on the episode, and I was like, oh
crap.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here first, you guys. It probably will just be me on Sunday. No. No. By default, I have to be here because I say that I'm worried. I say I'm worried about the show. I am excited because there's a lot of talent on the show. There's one match that, even though I haven't seen it, it's already probably going to be my match of the night and possibly my match of the year. If they give it time and nobody gets hurt, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, let's just jump into it because we got 11 slides to get through, and then we got Bound for Glory prediction. So
many slides.
See, what makes me mad is, though, I was like, I love these graphics that TNA uses, and I'm just like, I wish the graphics, that these nice looking graphics, like these segments had some substance, because going into this, I was just like, I think I know where we're going with this. And sure enough, I was like, Mike Santana, I love you. That is what I got from here.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, doesn't it? I was just like, Trick Williams has been on one this whole entire week. And, you know, me and Kilt already talked about it on Wednesday when we reviewed the NXT versus TNA Showdown special TV episode. I was just like, there are so many things. And the fact that by the end of the night, TNA and NXT ended the night 2-2. So NXT won 2 matches, TNA won 2 matches. I was like, oh Lord, here we go. We're probably going to get one more. We're going to get another round. We're going to get another showdown later this year. And I'm like, I smell Turning Point turning into NXT versus TNA Part 2 because it's in Orlando, Florida. Anyways, I'm like, TNA, I'm going to bring this up again during our predictions. Mike Santana, you're hands down, love you. I love that I love it when we bring in real life situations, but from the perspective of Mike, he's like, I had to crawl and fight my way back. I'm an addict, you know, all that good stuff. And I was like, damn, love you, Mike Santana. TNA, if you do not give this man this title on Sunday, don't fuck this up. I don't care if we're not far enough in. Don't fuck it up.
You know, and it will piss me off because we have been creating this Trick Williams thing for far too long for it to continue. So if they do not give this damn title to Mike Santana, I will write an angry email.
Yeah. And then Trick just needs to go back to NXT.
Yes.
I
or
mean, he has
AEW or something. I mean, I don't know, but
no, Trick, I think I'm hoping and I'm praying Mike wins on Sunday because I think Trick is going to have his own problems, especially because he walked out on his team when we were doing the men's TNA versus NXT match. He walked out on Ricky Saints and Miles Bourne and Javon because his feelings got hurt because Ricky tagged himself in. I was just like, La Diva is in the building. Fun. It's like, alrighty, well, it's gonna be crazy for sure. Yeah, don't fuck this up. That's all I have to say. Don't fuck this up.
Seriously. It's like, seriously. And I think they have the potential to do just that.
Please don't. I don't like this. This is one of the few matches I was just like, this needs to go one way. Because if not, I am going to throw a fit.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on. I was just like, Mike Santana, love you. Trick Williams, love you too. Bo, you need to lose this title. Yeah, you're right. He's had this title since May. We're good. Yeah. Like, do not drag this out to Turning Point or to Final Resolution. No. Technically, you're right. Dungeon Mistress Erica. Yes, it can go both ways. Definitely. But it should only go one way. Otherwise, I am going to metaphorically and possibly actually throw a fit and like we're gonna riot. Like what?
I will throw hands.
It's on site with Trick Williams. Be like, this is what I think.
Exactly. I will throw hands.
I can't. Anyways, let's move on with our. Moving on. This is another match. Gia Miller, I swear to God, if you don't beat Tessa's ass this Sunday, I'm like, what are we doing with our lives? And you know, JT, we talked a little bit about this before we went on air, and I was just like, we have this story and this feud has been built up with nothing but pre-tape promos from Gia and a little bit of Tessa. I'm like,
yeah, what? And then all of a sudden, like, she just shows up. Like, Tessa Blanchard just comes up out of nowhere, and you're like, what? Why? Like, out of all of the episodes that you could have been here, and you decided to show, I understand that you're doing this so you can implant yourself into Bound for Glory, but still, like, why? Like, we were doing so good without you. Like,
I don't understand this at all. I don't get this match. I don't understand it. Why is it here? Why? Why are we doing this?
That's a good question, right? So here's the thing, right? So I've seen some people be like, Gia, why she's a backstage correspondent? Why is she getting this? So for those of us who also covered the independent wrestling scene, Gia Miller can actually wrestle, but she is also, commentary for TNA and backstage person. Love Gia, hands down. She can wrestle. I'm just going to say this because we already know that the talent that don't have matches scheduled for Bound for Glory are all probably going to be in the Call Your Shot gauntlet, right? So I'm just like, we couldn't have done something with a couple of these, I guess not. Oh, okay. And I was just like, again, this is another match where it needs to only go one way because I need Gia to win. There is no way that she's going to get traumatized and she's going to get beat up by Tessa and only for her to lose. So I'm like, Tessa can afford to lose to Gia. I am sorry. I was like, Tessa can afford to lose to Gia, but Gia should not lose this. And I'm just like, I'm not the biggest fan of this build because, again, we've only been building this for 3 weeks and it's all been through promos from Gia. I was like, This is a one-sided feud.
Because here's what I want to know, because this is why I guess I'm confused. Because what happens after this match? I mean, what's the payoff? I don't understand what the payoff is. Like, Gia beats Tessa, and then what? She just goes back to being a correspondent and we forget that it even happened. I mean,
here's the thing. This match should have happened like immediately after Tessa attacked her at Slammiversary. Emergence or Victory Road. This match should have happened. We went through 2 whole pay-per-views for it to be at Bound for Glory, which is the final Big 4 pay-per-view for TNA. And I'm like, this does not scream pay-per-view match. I'm sorry. I love you, Gia. I hands down love you, but this.
Yeah, absolutely. I do too.
This ain't it, sis.
I just don't understand what's the payoff. I don't understand what the payoff is. Like, what do they get out of it? I mean, honestly, what is Gia doing afterwards? I mean, is she going to Disneyland? What's she doing? What? I mean, if you think about it, say she beats Tessa, I mean, is she going to become a full-time wrestler now?
You know what? Here's the thing. If it does, then I'll be like, okay, didn't like the story, but at least it gets Gia more in the in-ring action. However, if she goes back to just doing what she normally does at TNA, I'm just like,
that's wasted potential.
No, for real. I was just like, why? Why are we doing this? But sorry, I'm catching up with chat and I'm just reading comments now. And I was just like, well, you're not wrong. In terms of Tessa and Gia, it was a boring side quest that the DM came up with on the fly because they didn't have time to prepare. It was forced into the story and was a huge plot hole. I'm gonna be real. We can put this into a couple of different matches that we were having at Bound for Glory. I was like, where is the plot?
Yep.
I'm like, oh my goodness. Again,
oh my god. Sorry, I'm also following the comments in our section, so it does everything that Mikey posts on social media, from Twitch to YouTube to Instagram, everything. And Dungeon Mistress Erica has been on fire with these comments tonight. And
the whole
she was like, potential was my nickname in college, and I almost fucking lost it. The composure that I have to keep right now, because this is... Oh.
Hey, we're here to have a great time, even when we're talking copious amounts of crap. And Erica has been on it this whole week too, because she's been doing this almost every single review we've done this week, and it's just great. Check out the AEW one because we lost our absolute minds during the review with the commentary.
And this is also how you know, like, that this episode really, like Will said, this episode should have been an email, but like, you can always tell with us how well the episode's going by how much shit talk and not like coverage of the show.
Which is very, very true. At the same time, though, I will say, because it's me, there are some stuff I actually really enjoyed this episode. Because, again, I was like, I feel like, again, I still hold to the belief that this was over-bloated with the promos and pre-tapes and video packages that we did not need going into Bound for Glory. However, I'm like, okay, there is some stuff that I did enjoy. And I was like, you know what? Certain things do make a lot of sense. I was actually here for some stuff because I believe that in the power of positivity and, to show wrestling love. And there are some people that I love here. It is great. And there was some stuff I loved. This was not one of them.
No.
This was not one of them. Oh my gosh. Okay.
They better.
I'm done.
Will's just like, I'm done.
I didn't even watch this match, guys. I didn't even watch it. Couldn't.
Pretty much once Nick ended up throwing his little temper tantrum, I was like, we're just gonna set this off to the side while I go eat my food. And like, all I can think to myself is, I hope beyond hope that they end up having the hometown man come back, beat the ever-living crap out of Ryan Nemeth, and take his mask back. Because that would just and that could happen for Bound for Glory. I really do hope that happens. Like, that would be an awesome little side quest, if you will.
I'm calling it now. We're probably going to get something during the Call Your Shot gauntlet because, again, everybody who doesn't have a match is probably going to be thrown into the gauntlet. So I do unfortunately need to set this up. This is Matt Cardona versus Ryan Nemeth. Again, Cardona and the hometown man have been beefing with the Nemeth brothers since Victory Road and before Victory Road in a weird story that I did not ask for. But because it's the hometown man and Matt Cardona, I thoroughly enjoy it. And you know what, Nick Nemeth, we still kind of cool. I like you. But Ryan, I had to tune this out and I was doing something else because if not, I wanted to punch my screen. I was like, Ryan just needs to go away. He's annoying. He's annoying, but not like the fun annoying wrestling character. He's just the ew, go away.
But
and I swear,
yeah,
what's up?
Sorry to interrupt, but Nick is starting to get on my nerves too.
Yeah. The osmosis of Ryan Nemeth is really not helping Nick right now.
It's that guilt by association type of thing. And it's just like, that whenever they're together, I'm just like, I really want you two to go away.
I always feel like I need an adult. I don't know why. I'm like, they're
kind of gross. They have a weird relationship. Makes me so
uncomfortable.
The on-screen innuendos is not working, dude. Oh, not dude. Dudes, remember when we got this initially with the Nemeth becoming a tag team? Initially, remember we were talking about this when they first came together as a tag team? I was just like, Ryan is kind of being very incestuous, and I don't like it. I need an adult. Like, what?
It feels very incestuous. It's so creepy.
As Erica said, why do they look like they're trying to protect the trailer park meth lab?
For reals. I was just like, I can't. I can't.
I just it's just gross.
That Jim Carrey
feel like I need a shower afterwards.
It's like I need an adult. Thank goodness after Nick got thrown out, we didn't have to wait too long. Matt Cardona does end up winning against Ryan Nemeth, and I'm like, thank goodness, because
that's
I was
the only
like,
good thing about the whole match.
For reals, I'm just like, I'm done. I can't. I was just like, again, I was here for positivity, but this was not it. I was like, this was not one of those things. I was just like, no, ma'am, we can't do this again. Thank God it's over. And I was like, all right, I feel like the worst is behind me, so we can continue moving forward with our lives.
Oh, you said that way too soon. Oh, I love the fact I didn't even pay too much attention to this whole entire skit, but I love the fact that he's got a Sleep Token shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Play on words.
This is another one of those questions. It's like, all right, Leon Slater and Myron Reed threw the F down at Victory Road. It was amazing to watch. Best match of the whole entire card. We talked about it last week. But to bring up the point again that was brought up by you, Papa, earlier, is just like, where does the Rascals go from here? Like, what are we doing with them next?
I feel like they need like a small cable TV television show where it's because they already have that kind of that 70s show vibe with the weed passing back and forth.
Oh goodness.
And they just need to do that and then just talk like Wrestle Memories or something. I don't know.
They need to take them back to what they used to be.
When they were heels?
Yes. They need to take them back to that because that was fun. It was infuriating. It was annoying. And God, I couldn't wait for them to be on the screen every single time because I knew what they were about. I knew who they were. I knew what they were doing. I knew what they were going to do. And that added to the whole kind of melodrama of the thing. And it was so awesome because I remember when I first met the Rascals, I was like, God, I hate these guys. God, they're so annoying. God, and then it's like, how do people not know what they're about to do when they used to do the spray cans? And I'm like, how you should prepare for that sort of thing. But that's what I love about them is that I knew what they were about. And I knew what they were going to. They were predictable. Of course they were. We knew that the freaking spray can was going to come out at some point. And I was always like, oh, is this it? Is this when it's coming out? Are they bringing it out now? Oh, my God. Go back to that. Go back to that kind of showy, fun, sort of annoying, thuggy, whatever it was. I just, whatever this is just not working. Go back to that.
And again, it's one of those things that's just like, we know how individually these three are amazing. And honestly, I've always known Myron was great, but it was really nice to see him and Leon throw down the way they did. I was like, no, don't put them back in the smoke it and toke it like comedy shtick. I was like, capitalize on this momentum. Let them just do crazy things. And it's just like, I'm just like, and here's the thing, right? We're going to talk about it when we do our predictions. I love the match we are getting for Leon at Bound for Glory for his X Division Championship. But the fact that we have to go to another promotion to get an opponent for him, I was just like, the Knockouts Tag Team Division and our X Division, we really need to get these players into place here so we can have a division going forward. Because, well, I mean, even our main Knockouts Championship division also kind of needs some work because we've suffered. We're losing blood, so to speak.
Yeah, we're bleeding out.
We're bleeding out a little bit, so we gotta get it together.
One of the other things, real quick, about the Rascals that I loved, it was one of the things that just it infuriated me and energized me at the same time, is when they took the tag team title belts and graffitied all over them.
They defaced them. It was
the best freaking thing ever. I was like, wow, look at that. I was like, see, that's. And that was amazing. They were like carrying those things like proudly. And it was like, see, this is who they need to be.
For reals.
This is who they need to be. This whole Toki smoking in a room and contact high bullshit needs to go away.
For reals. My prediction, they're going to call his parole. I can't. But honestly, that feels like what this is. I was like, why is this? Anyways.
Yeah.
So the boys are going to go talk to Santino, figure out what they're going to do with their lives. I was just like, all right, well, we know where we're going to be. We're still going to be here every Friday talking about TNA. So, all righty. We're done with the Smoking and Tokyo team. So let's move on with our lives.
If we must.
Dare I say, I think was this my favorite match?
Comparatively, this was.
Oh yeah, comparatively, this was.
I think. Comparatively to the first match we got, this was better. And then I'm thinking about the main event, and I was just like, I think this is probably my favorite match, only because I love Ali. He's great, and also I was like, Johnny Dango Curtis, this is what I need to see from you all the time. Don't be crazy, don't be dumb, don't be comedy. Just give me wrestling. And I was like, I love the intensity, and I was just like, yes, give me more. But again, this we already knew. I like this match because I was like, Johnny Dango Curtis, I need this energy every single time. Stop. Every time. But I was like, I already knew this match was going to be a vehicle because, we're going into Bound for Glory. The factions are about to have a hardcore war. And I was just like, I already know where this is going to go. And I was very, very unsurprised that Mustafa Ali does pick up the victory here. Now, I will say this, though. Ali, if we are cosplaying Namor, yes. I was like, yes.
You're not wrong. With that picture, like, he'd make a good if they made like a something that was Namor based instead of putting it in the Black Panther universe, he could do it.
I agree. However, I'm kind of done with him going through the system. I'm really kind of done with it. It's because it's like, is he literally going to fight every member of the system? Is that what it is?
Sure.
I mean, is that what we're doing?
I guess.
I mean, now if he's going to fight, Lisha, I'm here for that. But because I think she could kick his ass, and I would be here for that. But I'm so not here for him going through every member of the damn system. First of all, I'm so tired of the system. I can't even.
It needs to be shut down, rebooted, canceled.
Yeah, it needs to be completely shut down. And Order 4 needs to disband as well. And I'm so tired of these two factions going at each other. It's boring me. It's so boring me.
They've been fighting for the last 2 months, and it hasn't even been an interesting story or
there's no resolution. It's like what is your end goal? Because I don't know. Because I mean, faction supremacy. What?
Listen, I like both factions need to break up because from everyone on here, from ranging of who I really want to see to not so much. But if looking at these two factions, you literally have tag teams, single stars, women stars that we can go and push into those divisions that kind of need those support right now because we are bleeding out in the divisions that we have.
Alicia needs to go to knockouts, man. She needs to get out.
Her and Tasha, both of them need to go back to singles action because we're gonna need more women single wrestlers.
Agreed.
And I was just like, it's crazy. Ollie wins. JDC, I want this energy every single time, but this was a vehicle to get us to Bound for Glory, which we know where we're going, which we'll talk about during our predictions. But we move on with our lives and this review so we can get to said predictions. I love me some Kalani Jordan. I love me some Indy Hartwell. Indy, honey, I love you. But I need you to stop looking at the prompter off screen when we're talking because she was talking like this, like a robot towards for half of it. And I was just like, oh God, this was painful to watch. I was just like, girl, we could. I'm not saying that you have to be 100% remembering what you're supposed to say, but Indy, if I see you thinking about what you have to say, we have problems. And so, Kalani girl, I love you too, but this was not it. This was not it for either one of them, and I'm mad because I was just like, this did not. I love both of them, but this did not make me excited for this match.
This was poorly set up. This could have been badass, but it felt like it was thrown together like they didn't give a shit.
Well, I mean, it had to have been. There was.
Here's the thing, right? So, on the one hand, going into this, when I saw this was going to be on the episode, like when I do the previews in the morning and everything, I was just like, okay, most contract signings, we know how they go. They're never exciting. Unless you're Jordan Grace and Jordan Grace and the Python powerhouse Steph DeLander. Like those contract signings were amazing when they had their feud last year. But all contract signings go the same way. A lot of smack talk, somebody or both people go through a table, but it could be fun. And you know what? Both of them are technically baby faces, so it's just like, I like you. Let's have a good match. Yes, we shall have good match. Love that. And I gave a little bit of grace because TNA right now is, again, these were pre-taped, but the night before and the week leading to Victory Road, we have Masha Slamovich pending investigation for, alleged allegation of DV for the partner that she was with, at the time. And then on the other side, we have Ash by Elegance relinquishing the title and retiring from in-ring professional wrestling. And I was just like, oh, the TNA Knockouts division just took a really bad hit with those two different situations, all happening in the same week. And then we had to have an impromptu match to crown a new champion. It happens to be Kalani. And then the next day after Victory Road, they did all the tapings leading into Bound for Glory. So I gave them a little bit of grace. However, you had about 24 hours after Victory Road to come up with something better for both of them than this. I was just like, I gave a little grace, but at the same time, I can't. I'm mad. I'm mad for both of them.
And having the elegance lackey.
I was like, George, go. I'm like, Iceman, get out of here. Nobody wants you here. That was the other thing that pissed me off too. So let me just get into this next slide, right? Because not even a yes, not even a no. We interrupted a contract signing before we got anywhere because this match is happening again. And I'm like, oh my God, can this be the end of it? I know we don't have a lot of knockouts tag teams in this division right now, but can we move on?
Oh my God, can we get some more material? Like, are you fucking kidding me? It's past 7:30. We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
It is. Oh my God. Like, they're beating the fuck out of the two of the, like, the Inspiration and the Elegance brand. Like, when I first joined this, it was, everyone was like, the Elegance brand. I love the Elegance brand. I love the Elegance brand. Don't get me wrong. I like them. They're amazing at what they do. But they're getting so, just like, these two tag teams are getting so beat into the ground that I'm like, can we maybe put another tag team up against the Elegance brand or another tag team against the Inspiration? Break it up a little bit, because you guys are kind of sort of running this in, and I'm like, I don't even really want to watch this.
Because this is like, what TNA does.
Yeah, and it's going to show up. Like, if I watch this on Sunday, I'm just going to be like, no, I'm going to fast forward through it. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and this is the crazy part too, because as we have seen for the good chunk of this year, the Knockouts Tag Team Championships have, for some reason, always ended up on the countdown, and this is where this match is happening. It's happening on the countdown show, and literally, we get our commentary team running through everything because the countdown show is going to be about an hour. The first half of it is going to be the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which I am excited about because it's an all women class this year. We have the Beautiful People, which is probably one of the first women's factions in TNA to gain traction. Again, this was in the early 2000s, so of course we had them wearing mini skirts and like not even a t-shirt. But I do believe they paved the way for what we were getting now with women's wrestling in general, which also, had Gail Kim and Awesome Kong and all the good stuff with all of that. But at the same time, that is the first 30 minutes, and then the rest of the countdown is previewing the card, and then this match is happening. And I was just like, to me, this is easy. The Inspiration kind of need to retain here, because if they lose this championship, I'm like, oh no, we're in the proverbial, oh no, we're gonna be stuck in here. And I'm just like, what are we doing? I don't want to do this.
That also that's a good segue too, because with Ash out, like,
forever,
make it that kind of bow out, like, kind of thing where you're passing the torch, so to speak, onto the Inspiration.
Or are they trying to push the Elegance brand forward to get past the Ash?
That is
by
also
giving them the tag teams, we move away from the Ash leaving.
That's true, because this has gotten so beaten into the ground that I kind of forgot they have a third person, don't they?
The Elegance brand was Ash by Elegance and then M and Heather. So at Victory Road and the week leading into our review last week, like, Ash is officially done with professional wrestling. Like, she medically cannot. There's like HIPAA laws in place and everything that she physically can't no more. So she's done with in-ring. So now it's just Heather and, M by Elegance. So that is just them two. So there's two ways that I could see TNA going with this. The way that I hope is the case is that this is it. You know, the Elegance Brands' final hurrah, because Heather and M by Elegance, both of the girls on the Elegance brand are very good wrestlers. They are fantastic, and we've talked about it all the time. So what I'm hoping is that this is it. The Inspiration win. They break up and we go into the singles division because they're very good. The other way, which would make me very angry, is that the Inspiration lose the titles back to the Elegance brand and we keep playing hot potato between these two teams.
And again, beating it further into the ground.
I was like, this does nothing for your Knockouts tag team division. Anyways. So yeah, contract signing between Indy and Kalani was... This is on the Countdown show, which I was like, I feel so sad for these women. I love them to death. They deserve better. Mm-hmm. I'm just putting it out there. Moving on, because we still got things to talk about. Oh my God, this was like, we got a 15-minute video package and we could have wrapped it up in 5. Oh my, this legit made me mad. I love the Hardys. I love them to death. We did not need this 15-minute lore dump retrospective. Like, oh my God.
I feel
which
like
we've
they've
already
been
had.
doing.
Yes.
They've been doing that a lot recently. It's like, are you trying to build up like a set of memoirs or something? So like after this one final table, you can like set everything aside and be like, okay, we're good. We've told our story and we ended it with this. You know, like it's weird. Like they've gone from the action to the storytelling, which I'm okay with, but at the same time, like can you pick one or the other? Because you're kind of sort of giving me whiplash, and
they're starting to become the uncles that come to the reunion and tell you the same stories every year.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's like, when they showed this, I was like, why are they showing this again?
They literally put this in video package form. This was literally the promo we got between these two teams, like before Victory Road.
Yeah,
and that when they were in promo.
Ring. And I was like, what?
That right there. The Hardys versus Dudleys have been going on since '99. They should just go to therapy.
For reals. I was just like, this has been long enough. We've had almost 2.5 decades.
And I don't know, Erica, I don't know if you know this or not. Like, I'm an old school wrestler. Like when Mikey got me onto this podcast, like I've never heard of TNA. I'm kind of sort of getting myself reacquainted with the wrestling world again. That was my jam, was the 90s, like 90 to 2000. Like that was peak wrestling for me. So like seeing that comment, that is like my inner soul right there. I've watched these two, 3D versus the Dudleys, every single time when they were in WWE and back during WWF. And like, yes, they need to go. I 100% agree with you. They need to go to therapy. Like just couples counseling. That's all I have to say.
I'm just like, this was a 15-minute video promo that we did not need. And again, it really ate up the show. And I'm just rolling my eyes. And I was like, we're still going?
Oh, and you brought the kids in too? Great. Okay.
Oh gosh. I was just like, oh, when it faded to black, I'm like, oh, okay, we're done. And then, Bubba Ray pops up. I was just like, oh my God, are you kidding me?
Pain. The pain.
It was painful. 15 minutes, all to lead us into what we're getting. We're going to talk about it more because now we've added something new to this, because originally it was just for the TNA Tag Team Championships, but now it's for the TNA and NXT Tag Team Championships, which I'm going to talk about how we got to this point during our predictions in a little bit. I was just like, oh my goodness, it's crazy out here. But moving on. Leon Slater, you saved my night. I was like, this is how you do a kind of long promo. This was 3 minutes, but it got what we needed to. Javon wasn't there to, for him to go face off. But I was just like, Leon, this is the perfect example of what TNA needs to do with all their go home, angles leading into any pay-per-view from here on out. It's just like, just get on the mic, talk for 3 minutes, and that's it. Leon Slater talks about how, he loves being X Division champion, and he's excited for his match against Javon this Sunday, but don't get it twisted. He is a TNA star. He wasn't sure. He felt lost. He found his home in TNA. The TNA fans are his family, all that good stuff. And as much as he likes Javon, don't get it twisted. This is still a championship match. And by the end of the match on Sunday, Javon's going to hear the words, and still X Division champion Leon Slater. And I was just like, this is how you do a friendly rivalry, because Javon and Leon are homies. Like, we've seen it the last couple weeks with them teaming up together in NXT, and just both of them are baby faces. But this is how, in my opinion, you do a babyface versus babyface match, because it shouldn't be, oh, I like you. Let's have a good match. Leon's like, I like you, but I'm a champion and I'm going to give it everything I have. So you better bring your A game, because you ain't going to take this from me that easily. I was just like, this is what babyface versus babyface feuds need to be. I'm just saying. Oh, I get passionate with these kinds of things. I was like, this is how you do storytelling, damn it.
Yep.
I'm not mad. I'm really happy for Leon, but I'm mad that I'm looking at you, men's locker room of TNA, with all of you 30 plus years in this business, or you are 30 or older. How is it that the best promo on this go home show came from this 21-year-old? Like, what has happened?
Exactly. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
And it's just like, Leon, you had the best promo of the night, because this is an example of what needs to happen on go homes. We don't need 15-minute video packages. Just give someone 3 to 5 minutes on the mic. That is all you really need. And again, when we get into predictions, Leon made me really excited. Well, more excited than I was originally for what's to come Sunday. And that is what you're supposed to do. All right.
Yeah, this did give me hope.
I was just like, listen, this is the one match. I'm just like, unless somebody gets really hurt, I was like, this match is easily going to be the best thing it's going to be my favorite match of the night, even though I haven't seen it yet.
Yep.
I will say this though, TNA, don't let this match open up the show, because don't fuck it up and put it on the opener. Don't let this open the show. This needs to be at the middle of the card. I'm just saying, because I was just like, please don't. But we finally get to the end of the show. It has been a slog, but we get into our main event. This is a no disqualification match, Joe Hendry versus Eric Young. And when I saw this graphic, I was just like, all right, which one of you in the creative backstage at TNA pulled up Joe Hendry's mugshot? Like, why does it look like he just went to jail? Like, what is happening in this picture?
I mean, even like the way that he was acting, it's like you gave him no holds bar, do whatever you want. You could kind of, maybe it was just me, you kind of could see it, like he had that intensity in him that he really just wanted to wreck Eric Young. And I was like, that right there would be the best amazing look for somebody who turned heel.
Now,
he would be like, it's in my eyes, and I might be wrong, but in my eyes, it was kind of the same concept of like Joe Cena turning heel. Like, that's kind of sort of how I see it. And I watched him as he went to go pull out the trash cans and the metal pans and all of these things. And every single time he had that gloss where he was like, I kind of sort of like being evil. I kind of sort of like having this no holds bar kind of thing. And everybody's chanting his, the we believe in the background. And he is pummeling the shit out of Eric Young.
Now, here's the thing, JT. I would be here for this turn in Joe Hendry's character, because I love this man. We have been standing Joe Hendry since we've started TNA, like last 2.5, 3 years. But, and I don't know if, Papa, I don't know if you would agree or disagree with me, but I feel like Joe, I think at this point, we're ready for a different direction or a new dimension to his character, because we love him and he's gotten super over with everyone. Now let's add a little bit depth to him. So him being a little bit more vicious, I'm like, you know what? I would kind of be here for it.
I think, I'll real quick. I don't think he needs to go full heel though.
True. Maybe
because
be a
I
cleaner.
think one of the reasons I say that is because I think if Joe Hendry goes full heel, we'll lose a lot of momentum with him.
That's fair, and that's true.
But I am all here for I'm fucking tired of people pushing me around Joe Hendry and making fun of me, Joe Hendry. I'm all for the guy standing up to the bullies. Like you want to be a hero or an anti-hero even. He could be a Batman for all I care, but I don't.
Where's Rachel?
But if you take him full heel, I think you'll lose the audience, first of all.
Oh yeah.
You will absolutely, and I think that the fact that he's like this and he's been like this since I've known him, and the audience is still willing to go with him, they need to ride that wave as long as possible. When the audience starts to pull back, that's when you need to switch the dynamic. But right now, I think if he switched to heel right now, I think it would be a really bad move for TNA.
This grittier side of Joe Hendry, I actually was really intrigued by it because I've seen a couple of his matches before, and I don't know why, but every single time I watch him and I'm like, okay, it's this do-gooder kind of pretty boy, going up against the bad guy, okay, fine. Regardless of if he wins or loses or not. And then I saw him go up against Eric Young, and that change, just like you said, that anti-hero Batman kind of vigilante change. And I was like, that's what we need. We need that Joe Hendry. Not all the time. Not all the time, because like you said, you don't want to lose that. You don't want him. You want him close to being a heel. There might be a couple of questionable actions, but keep it suspenseful. And this was it. So
you need the Bruce Wayne, the Batman. You need both of them.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. 100% agree.
I think also what plays into this is just watching someone kick Eric Young's ass is just awesome. I mean, it really is.
Yep.
I'm so tired of Eric Young right now that, I mean, hell, the janitor could have came in and stuffed a broomstick up his ass and I would have been like, woohoo! I mean, it's just literally, it's that if it wasn't Joe Hendry, if it was somebody else beating his ass, I think everyone would be like, woo, because we hate you right now. It just happens to be great that it was Joe Hendry who, and after taking multiple beatings from this dude, I was like, yeah, Joe, play a little dirty. It's the only way you're going to get it into his thick ass skull.
Yep.
So I'm here for an anti-hero Joe Hendry. I mean, where he has his Bruce Wayne and then he has his Batman. I'm like, bring it on, buddy.
Hey, everyone needs an origin story. And if Joe Hendry's anti-hero, origin story is him getting Spike pile drived into the chair, because that's what Eric Young did to win this match. I was just like, it broke his worldview. He's like, oh, okay, so we're gonna be like that. All right. It's like this. I mean, now they're 1-1, so I'm like, oh Lord, we're probably getting one more. We're getting one more probably.
Maybe TNA got something right, and they're turning this into a turning point match, and now he's going to start bringing out that anti-hero vibe.
Bring it.
Yes. I mean, yeah, because we have Turning Point coming up in November, and then we have Final Resolution in December. So I'm like,
even have a match. They even have a whole pay-per-view made for it. It's called Turning Point.
Yeah, Turning Point.
There.
This is like, let's turn the page onto leading TNA into 2026. But Eric Young wins this match, so they are 1-1. We're probably getting one more rubber match. And, I was like, I checked the episode. I was like, we still got 8 minutes left. What are we about to see? Right.
Yeah.
So I was just like, Mike Santana opened the show and Mike Santana closes the show. And dare I say, I was just like, I've enjoyed this 3-part mini docu-series that we've been getting on Mike Santana. I was just like, oh, we gave budget to all this. I'm here for this. And I know it's set up in the back, but like we're getting voiceovers from Conan, which is crazy to me. I was just like, oh shit, I forgot Mike Santana has ties to him and all of this. And it was in this moment right here, like this shot that I pulled up from, I screenshotted from the episode. It was at this moment right here, boys. And I'm pretty sure I speak for all of us here. It's just like, this is the moment where we all realized Mike Santana better win on Sunday. You cannot do the 3-part docuseries and have him lose. Absolutely fucking not.
I agree.
I do have to admit, when it comes to like storylines and stuff, like they really give Santana the spotlight, like telling about his, his past into his present with him against Ali and stuff like that. And then now they've got this 3-part episode and stuff. They're like, wow, he's like the poster boy for storylines. And like, they even gave him a spotlight today. They were like, we're going to just parade you out there. We're going to put a spotlight on you. It's going to be great. Don't worry. You're going to close the show too. It's going to be awesome.
I was just like, I swear to God, TNA, Mike better walk out as champion.
You're not kidding.
Sunday. Oh my gosh, you cannot build all this up and for it not to happen.
Yeah, you can't put a character through all this bullshit and then not reward it in some way.
True.
I'm just like,
it's bad storytelling. Like it really is.
I mean, I know you said TNA too many times, but they can at least make an exception to this rule.
Seriously, please don't mess this up.
Yeah, anyways, they have a track record for fucking shit up.
Ugh, for reals. But this was a really nice vignette to end the show. And this is how TNA goes off the air with the 3rd part of the Mike Santana Bound for Glory docuseries trilogy. So, here we go. So we're done with TNA. So now let me switch gears, because now we go into predictions mode, where I just sent it in our group chat. So now we are going to do our predictions for TNA's Bound for Glory. We will be doing a live watch along this Sunday. I know for sure I will be here, and then depending on schedules and things like that, the other boys will be here or pop in later, but you get me for the whole time, and hopefully my other boys are able to join. But we are going to do our predictions. If you are new here to BC WrestlePod, the 4 major US federations that we cover here on the channel, we have a predictions leagues for each of them. So we have a predictions league for WWE, NXT, TNA, and AEW. So here in the TNA league, all the predictions league go from April to April. So April of 2025 to April of 2026, which means that our final pay-per-view that counts for the season is going to be what started off this year, which was Rebellion in April. So this is going to be interesting, but we are going to get into everything. So we are going to talk. So what we like to do for predictions is we talk about the match, how we got here, and then we can give our predictions of who we think is going to walk out the winners. And then, of course, for TNA, by the end of the season, the loser has to dress up as either a Jeff or Matt Hardy cosplay. But then again, all of us kind of want that. So some of us might be tanking on purpose. Just and you know what? Honestly, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to talk about it at the very end, but we're 3, even though it's 3 weeks away, I have to start warning folks that TNA is scheduled to do a Halloween review. And ever since we started this podcast, and I'll go into detail off air with the boys, Halloween has always been cursed. It's like Halloween has been cursed for the channel because something always happens when we do a review on Halloween. It's nuts, but I digress. Alrighty, let's get into these predictions. I have sent the form into the text thread of our text messages. So let's talk about the match, the only match as of right now that is happening on the Countdown show currently, and who knows. But first and foremost, Ladies Night, class of 2025. Love Mickey James, love the beautiful people. Really excited to see them be inducted. It's going to be a lot of fun. But moving on to our actual matches, we have the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships on the Countdown show. This is, the Inspiration, our newly crowned champs as of like 2 weeks ago, taking on the former champs of the Elegance brand. I love all 4 of these women. I wish that we were doing something more with them. However, I am going with the Inspiration because I really want to avoid a hot potato fest between these two teams with these titles. So I am going with the Inspiration and hoping this leads to the Elegance brands disbanding and going to singles divisions because these girls are amazing as singles wrestlers too. Baba Oso, I come to you first. Who you got walking out as Knockouts tag champs?
Well, I'm gonna pull out a dice and I'm gonna roll dice.
Shit.
Right, evens it'll be Inspiration. Odds will be Elegance.
Oh Lord.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be the Inspiration. Because I don't know. I honestly don't know.
So I go from Papa Oso to Papa Zen. Who you got for this one?
Well, I guess we're gonna just clean sweep this with the Inspiration because I'm with you, Mikey. Like seriously, with everything that's going on with the Elegance brand, they just need to like let it go, let the ladies go into singles, and that be that. And you know what? Have Mr. Ice in the background, like being their individual concierge as he do, but like it just needs. Let's just lay this to rest so we can get some more X Division tag team people in and mixing it up a little bit.
Yeah, this Knockouts division needs more women's teams, and I'm just like, we got to figure something out. We just need a fresh feud because we've been going for almost 2.5, 3 months between these two teams, and I love both teams, but something's got to give. So for this match, it is a clean sweep. We have all gone with the Inspiration. So now let's move on to the main card. So again, these matches are in no particular order, but I tend to do predictions from non-title matches first, all the way up to the mid card to our main event scene. So starting with this match, we have Tessa Blanchard versus Gia Miller. Again, this has been a feud that has been built through pre-tape promos between, mostly Gia doing all the talking, but sprinkling a Tessa in between attacking her like in the pre-tapes, verbally and physically. I don't know why we have this match. I'm going to be so for real. I feel like we can do without it. In fact, this feels more, it belongs on a TNA Thursday episode than it does a pay-per-view slot, in my opinion. But you know what? I'm just going to say, if this doesn't lead to Gia being in the Knockouts division more, like as a wrestler, I'm just like, why are we doing this match? But I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm going to go with Gia. I'm picking Gia for this one. I want to see her kick Tessa's ass. That's really my main motivation right now. So, yeah. Papa Oso, I come to you again first. Who you got?
I rolled and it's Gia.
We're just rolling.
Well, because I don't really care about this match. It's like I don't know what the outcome. I don't know what the outcome means. I don't know what any of this means. I don't know what happens next. If I had some sense of like this is like Tessa's way back in, she for whatever reason she's fighting Gia, who knows? Or is this Gia Miller's ascension from correspondent to knockout? I mean,
performer. Yeah,
I need something, and I don't have that. So I don't know what the hell this match is even about. I don't know what does Tessa get out of it? What does Gia get out of it? Other than
what you know what, Papa? Also, you ask what is the direction we're heading after this? And spoiler alert, I don't even think TNA knows that right now.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't think that's a spoiler.
Oh my goodness. Papa Zen, so Papa also has Gia. Papa Zen, who you got?
And again, in a landslide vote, I'm going to go with Gia. Just surely because Tess has been gone this long that I've hardly recognized. Like I almost had a double take when I was like, wait, that's Tessa Blanchard, isn't it? And I was like, oh yeah. They've got a thing going. I kind of hope that this does bring Gia Miller into doing the knockouts like thing and no longer being a correspondent. That'd be awesome. I did, however, my heart kind of skipped a beat, Mikey, when you said, I can't believe I'm going to say this. And there was a long pause.
You thought I was going to pick Tessa?
I was going to get so close into this camera and just be like, don't you fucking even say Tessa Blanchard.
Guys, I changed my vote. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I might. But okay.
You would actually be mad at me and I would kind of be scared.
I would have been like, I don't know if I don't know if I can respect you as a person anymore. No, I'm kidding.
It would be the equivalent of finding out if I voted for like a certain orange Cheeto man. Be like, we can't be friends no more. I'm just like,
God, that is the extreme. No, my friend, that is the extreme. That is, that is way more the extreme than you just voting for Tessa Blanchard. I'd be like, you can vote for Tessa Blanchard 1,000,000 times over, but if you vote for that fucking orange Cheeto, yes, I'm gonna get a half-second political on here. If you fucking anybody that's watching this show right now, if you have voted for that orange Cheeto,
be like, we love you, but you kind of you can't be here right now.
I can respect you as a human, but I don't like your choices of choice. We're gonna end it right there.
I biteth my thumb at you, sir.
Yep. Just right like that.
You have a poor chip choice.
Yep.
Anyways, so another clean sweep. Everyone here has gone with Gia Miller. I'm so interested to hear Radio's predictions a little bit later when he fills this out later. But we move on. We are getting into our hardcore war match next. Again, this is just a glorified street fight where anything goes, weapons, craziness, blood. It's going to be nuts. I wish I cared about the story more because I don't care about it because I'm done with both factions. And I feel like everyone just needs to break up like at the end of this. I do have to point out that even though it was like 3 weeks ago, because the commentary forgot to mention this, but until they realized that they needed to at the end of the show, Ali won a match. Ali beat Moose at Victory Road, which gave Order for the advantage, whatever that means, in the hardcore war. And listen, between the three of us and the decades of wrestling we have watched, whether it was the 80s, the 90s, or new to this in the early 2000s and 2010s, we have all seen and we all know that if the bad guys get the advantage in a multi-person match, that means that your heroes are walking out the victors. Now, do I say this system are actual heroes? Not really. But in this story, they are kind of leaning towards more of the good side, whereas Order 4 is more of the bad side. Or, I'm just bored with both of them, honestly. But again, we've been getting this feud. They've been fighting over what I can't really tell you, to be completely honest with you. Like, the starting point really didn't get explained that often. It's just they got beef all of a sudden. I was like, I'm gonna be so for real. I feel like even, you know what? I'm just gonna lie. I'm gonna say this beef started because both factions looked at each other and then in the most dramatic fashion be like, there can only be one. There can only be one mediocre bad faction in TNA right now. And that is why we have this match. That was long-winded. I apologize. I'm going to wrap this up quickly. Order 4 has the advantage. I'm going with the system to win this one. Because if wrestling has taught me anything, if the bad guys get the advantage, then your good guys are going to walk out as the winner. And Moose losing at Victory Road has told me that I believe that he and the system are going to win. So I'm going with the system, even if I'm the only one. I'm waiting for Papa also in his dice roll to see what he has.
That was the click.
It's the system. Unfortunately. Well, unfortunately on either one of them, but
it's a lose-lose for everybody and for all three of us here and who we pick.
Dice chose the lesser of two evils.
I mean, again, unanimous, where I'm going to pick the system as well. And my major reason, I don't really care who it is. I want to see somebody absolutely just lay out Agent Zero.
Yes.
Like, because he's got this weird, like, like borderline
I hate his face. He
Undertaker
has a
kind of
punchable
vibe.
face in this picture. He has a
Yeah,
punchable face.
but he's got that like he's trying to be like the Undertaker kind of vibe where he's just this powerhouse. And I'm like, God, you need to be taken down a couple of pegs or
Like,
get pegged,
no, man.
whatever it may
One
be.
of the women
something.
need to take him out.
Yeah,
Alicia or Tasha or both. You know
Or
what?
both.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Like they lose, she gets so pissed at Agent Zero and just fucking lays him out. Like wraps a chain around her knuckles or something and just lays him out. God, that would be the perfect
if anyone can do it, it's definitely Tasha Steelz, because I still get, even though I don't like her character direction we have gone in the last couple months, I still give her credit because she got picked up by Mike Santana and got thrown through a whole table at Rebellion. It was glorious to watch.
It was. It was like, wow, you go, girl.
I was like, yes. So
that
good.
is athletic prowess right there.
Exactly. And I was like, equal rights, equal fights. But again, once again, we are unanimous. We have picked the system. So we move on to the next match we're going to talk about, which is going to be an interesting one because this is the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match. I'm still debating if I'm happy or terrified that this is on the main card. Because remember, Papa, last year it was on the Countdown show.
Yeah.
And man, it was a rough go last year. The Call Your Shot Gauntlet last year was bad. The year before that was amazing because that is when Jordan Grace beat the shit out of Bubba Ray Dudley, and that was amazing to watch. Sunny Kiss was there, and I love her to death. Like, it was just a good time all around. But if you are new to TNA, the Call Your Shot Gauntlet is basically a simplified version of the Royal Rumble, where 20 participants will be entering at intervals of 2 minutes, I believe. The rule is 2 or 3 minutes. And the winner gets to call their shot. So they get a fun little trophy, and that guarantees them a cash-in championship match. Sorry, I'm catching up with comments. Dungeon Master Erica was AFK. Pumpkin Spice Palpatine can F off.
I'm so using that from now on. Although it does a little bit of a head turn for me because I love Star Wars. So like calling Palpatine pumpkin spiced, I'm like, yeah. And at the same time, I'm like, pumpkin spice ain't that bad. But like you put them together, that makes so much sense though. And they both can F off together.
It's truly evil. But again, if you are new to TNA, the Call Your Shot Gauntlet is a simplified version of the Battle Royale. Winner gets a future championship match and cash in of their shot. And one of the beautiful things that we love, even though last year was kind of a snooze fest, we love that the Call Your Shot Gauntlet is, again, equal rights, equal fights, because it is intergender. We have men and women competing in this match, so it can go truly either way. Now, of course, we don't know everyone who's going to be involved. It's going to be 20 people, but we do know who is going to have to run the gauntlet starting at number 1 and who's going in at number 20. So a couple weeks ago, we had a battle royale to determine those spots. And the only thing that is guaranteed is we know that Miss Liang Li is going to start the whole thing off because she is at number 1. And then Mance Warner, the Southern Psychopath, is going to be coming in at the number 20 spot. So he gets to enter at the very end. Everything in between is completely whatever they decide to do. So, of course, we don't know everyone who's participating, so we can't predict an actual name or winner. But I think for us, it would still be fun because in our predictions, who do you think is going to win this year's Call Your Shot Gauntlet? Is it going to be a men's talent or is it going to be a knockout / women's talent? Because we're probably going to get some crossover with NXT and some other independent promotions like we did with Sunny. Because, and again, I don't have a lot of faith in TNA to do this, but I'm going to pick a knockouts or women's talent to win. And if I'm going to take it a step further, I think Liang Li should win. Like, you have a great story right there. She starts at number 1 and she has to run through the whole thing and then she wins. Would be an amazing story. we're not betting on who specifically will win, but I think this year I am going to go with a knockout or a women's talent to win the Call Your Shot this year. I either want Liang Li or Danny Luna to win. Those are like my top 2, period. But Papa Oso, who you got? Winning? Do you got a men's talent or a knockouts talent?
I didn't have to roll for this one. I chose a knockout.
Hell yeah!
Because we had a men last year.
Yep.
Men's so I'm
unfortunately it was Franklin Kazarian last year.
So
and we saw how that ended up at Rebellion.
Yeah, and so I'm kind of hoping that they were like, well, that was a poor choice. Let's let one of the ladies have it this year because it was fantastic with Jordan Grace.
Well, and then remember when Jordan won, we also learned to be like, oh crap, Jordan's the first knockout/woman to win the Call Your Shot in the company's history.
Yep.
So I was like, let's make it another one.
So I'm hoping maybe we've started a trend.
Yes. All right.
Well, this is the one time where I'm going to disagree with the both of you. That I think it's going to be a guy that potentially is going to win it. I don't exactly know who, but I have a feeling that I really do think that it would be awesome if whoever it was, like, if it was, I want Liang Li to be like almost right to the end, and then like she gets defeated potentially, which would kind of suck because it would kind of be awesome to watch her win the entire thing. But like the last two guys, even if it was Mance Warner, like, because he's number 20, he gets like flung out instantaneously or something, and then like somebody has beef with somebody else and you know that it's like legit beef, and then they're the ones that win it. Like that's what I want to see, and that's why I chose the men's one. But like, I'd be so happy if Liang Li went from start to finish and just like
won the whole thing.
Just won the whole thing. That'd be amazing.
It's honestly, if TNA plays this right, you can use this Call Your Shot to set up your next feuds for Turning Point and Final Resolution, and possibly leading into your first pay-per-view of 2026. I'm just putting it out there because that's what happened 2 years ago in the Call Your Shot gauntlet, because we got feuds that led us into Hard to Kill at the beginning of 2024. No, 2025. Yeah, sure. Why not? 2024, whatever. Hard to Kill was great. So Papa Oso and I have gone with a women's talent / knockouts talent, and Papa Zen here has gone with a men's talent. Listen, the bar is on the floor right now from last year's Call Your Shot, so hopefully it can only truly go up for this year's Call Your Shot gauntlet. And make sure you pick a good winner, TNA. I love y'all, but Franklin was not it. Franklin was not it.
That's just so much gross, disgusting stuff that led into this year. It was like, no.
No, Franklin, no.
I see. This is this one was a hard one because everybody else who's not in a match already, who's going to, as you said, you're literally just shaking the men's and women's locker room out in this.
You're
match,
you're literally shaking the pockets for spare change of who's available.
But there was a moment between Liang Li and Mance Warner.
Yes,
there was a moment there, so I think it's going to be one of them.
True.
I think what's going to happen is she's going to go all the way to the gauntlet. He's going to be there. They're going to knock everybody out, and then we're going to have a hell of a match between the two of them.
It would be a singles match. Let's go. And if I remember the rules correctly, I think the final two, it becomes a regular singles match.
It becomes a regular match. I think it becomes a
one fall for the win. Yeah. I'm so excited. Please do. Yes, I'm really hoping, because this has the potential to be just a fun match. And again, this also has the potential to debut and get some returns too. So possibilities are endless with the 20, but hopefully you pick better people than y'all did last year. I'm just putting it out there. Love you, TNA, down. But alrighty, we move out of the non-title matches, and now we're finally beginning into where the rest of these predictions are all championship matches. So we're going to start with our tag team championship match. This is a tables match. The Hardys will be defending their TNA and NXT tag team championships against the Dudleys. So you might be wondering yourself, when the hell did the Hardys win the NXT tag team championships? Well, I'm glad you asked, person on the internet, because they literally won these they won the NXT tag team championships in a winner take all match this past Tuesday at the NXT versus TNA show on NXT on Tuesday. So it was the Hardys, who are, of course, our TNA tag champs, taking on Dark State, who are the NXT tag team championships. But also, I don't know if you watched the show.
Yeah,
I will. Okay. So then you will agree with me that match between the Hardys and Dark State was very rough to watch. And Dark State messed up so badly. I'm like, that was a bad match. It was so bad. And the Hardys winning was kind of, I was like, cool. I was like, there was no other option because of Dark State were our TNA tag team champs. So it was like, I think I'm going to walk away. I think I'm going to take a break this week. I'm like, no. I was like, I was not ready for Dark State to become TNA tag champs. But because they won the NXT tag team championships and given everything with Devon and we know about him, and I was just like, it's going to be a tables match. To me, I'm going with the Hardys because I feel like there is no other explanation to convince me that the Dudleys should win here. I'm just putting it out there. So I'm gonna go with the Hardys because I prefer them over the well, let me correct myself. I'm picking the Hardys because I love Matt and Jeff. I love Devon. I can't stand Bubba Ray's dumbass, but that's just me. So I'm going with the Hardys. Yeah. So
I also went with the Hardys mainly because of what we already know. So I mean, why would they not win? You know, I mean,
that is very true.
I mean,
alrighty, yeah. And then I'm pretty sure I know where you stand, Papa Zen. Like,
I well, and this is one of those things that even if I wasn't such a hardcore Hardys fan, like I still would go with the Hardys just sheerly because the fact, one, they just recently cleared the Dudleys, both Dudleys, for having the ability to even do this match to begin with. And so I'm like, okay, that's number one. Two, what are they really getting out of this? Like, are they just looking to kind of pad their paycheck for a little bit longer? Like, what's going on? Because like they just came out of nowhere and they're like, hey, by the way, we want to challenge you guys in a tables match. And be like, okay, but in the past when you guys did tables matches, that ended normally pretty badly for you as well. And you want to do this again. That's cool. All right, let's go ahead and make this an exhibition, but we have to keep the titles kind of match. So like, I think this is going to be slightly one-sided. It's going to be an amazing nostalgic match because you know that I hope that they're going to pull out all the stops and make it look just cinematically beautiful and no top-down shots or anything. But like,
not the top-down shots.
Not the top-down shots.
That's all it's going to be.
Oh no!
Just a constant. It's just going to be a top-down of
exactly
just
it.
Just the table. That's
anytime that they on the internet to like, listen, I love you, my two dads. I really, really do. But at the same time, I was just like, if we get nothing but overhead shots for this match, I am going to lose my absolute fucking mind.
Oh my god, I would absolutely die if I just saw a picture of just the table, like maybe 4 feet outside of each end of the table, and that's it. Yeah. So like when they're
you see like an arm come in and that's it.
Tune in Sunday as the three of us will see if we're getting these wide angle overshots of these tables.
Oh my god, that would just be yeah, that's like pinnacle TNA right there.
That's but what
yeah,
we're naming.
Like
that's yeah.
This will be an awesome nostalgic match, but ultimately the Hardys are going to win this. Like I can't see anywhere else around this.
Very fair. So tune in Sunday to see all this action go down during our watch along on our newly renamed watch along series of me and my two dads. Oh my goodness. JT, I only kid because me and you are technically kind of in the same age bracket, which is crazy, but we'll talk afterwards. All right, moving on. I'm gonna be so for real, you two. I forgot that this was happening at Bound for Glory. I forgot this match was happening. I'm like,
I didn't know. I didn't either.
When they ran down the card and I saw it, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about this. And this is another one. I was like, oh shit, I forgot this was there. Oh, that's right, because we really haven't done much of a build either. This was like 3 weeks ago where we kind of started building into this match and then it just disappeared. So this is Steve Maclin's contractual obligation, his champion rematch for the TNA International Championship. Guys, it pains me to say this, but I'm going to be picking Franklin because I feel like I love Maclin, but at the same time, I was just like, why did we give it to Franklin if he's gonna lose it at Bound for Glory? Like, and unfortunately, I was like, Franklin's probably gonna hold this for a little bit longer, so I'm gonna go with Frankie Kazarian to retain, and it pains me to say it.
Right.
I felt that.
Roll the dice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Odds for Frankie, evens for Macklin. Well, I guess it's going to be Frankie.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
but
boy.
you know, and okay, you know, God bless. Yeah, but you know, the thing about it is, if you were going to put Frankie Kazarian in a worthless title, this would be the one to put him in.
Oh,
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Not wrong.
This title has been cursed. I was happy when Macklin won it back in April, but the feuds that they gave Macklin for this was not great.
Yeah. Macklin needs to wash his hands of it and walk away.
Be like, I'm gonna be so for real. You know what? And we're gonna talk about it later. Mike Santana winning the champion, and I was just like, listen, if we run Santana and Macklin as a feud, I am here for it. I am here for that feud. But yeah, so I'm just like, sorry, I gotta highlight this because I can't help but smile and laugh at this one. Steve yelling, Frankie, you have spinach in your teeth. Listen, you cannot unsee Steve Macklin's like square jaw. It is ridiculous. I am mad that you pointed out to us, Will, and now I can never unsee it ever again. I hate you and I love you for it.
He has a huge mouth.
Yeah.
Be like, what that mouth do?
I mean, he literally, look at him. He has unhinged his jaw and he can swallow Frankie.
Yeah, he could. Yeah.
Like, Deonna Purrazzo, you're a very lucky woman. Anyways.
Yeah, that is.
Anyways, Papa Zen, who you got for this one?
You know, I know by chance one of you has picked Frankie and the other one has picked it begrudgingly, but I'm going to go with Steve Macklin on this one. And the main reason why I say this, and I kind of sort of take Will's stance on this, is he either needs to win this title and take it away from Frankie right now, or just wash his hands and be like, fuck this, I'm done. I'm out. I don't want this anymore. Like, you can go ahead and be the king of TNA, whatever.
God,
like
this character is garbage. I hate it.
It is.
You know, just
here's the sad part, right? And I don't want to break like illusion and everything, but Frankie was at the GCW show that I went to in Los Angeles a couple weeks ago, right? And I was just like, where is this Franklin on TNA television? Because the GCW Franklin was amazing. And
no, you have to know that TNA is where the people's personas go to partially die.
Oh,
or like Leon Slater, they get, at least started and take off for hopefully a good amount of time.
You put the rocket to them and they're out in the stratosphere,
or you become Frankie Kazarian.
That's true.
Speaking of Leon Slater, hands down, this is the match I'm the most excited about. No, scratch that. I'm not excited. I'm not excited about it. I'm fucking excited about it. Listen, I'm just here's what I need, right? So this is more so for you, Papa Zen, like for you, JT. I know you are not as familiar with Javon Evans from NXT, but when I tell you, me and Papa Oso here, we fucking love Javon Evans. He is so damn good. And again, this is my match of the night, and we haven't even seen it yet. And I swear to God, TNA, if you open the main card with this match, I'm gonna be so pissed off at you. I'm like, do not open the show with this match, because then
You're going to put all the other matches in jeopardy to having to follow up what's probably going to be an instant classic this year. Also, you need to give them 20 minutes. There's no ends or but. Do not cut this match short. But for the X Division Championship, it is Leon Slater, the youngest in charge, taking on the young OG of NXT, Javon Evans. First of all, black excellence all around. Love to see it. And honestly, both these boys can fly. Both of them can do crazy shit. And this is what X Division is all about. And I am ready to scream my ass off throughout the whole entire match of what they are possibly going to do. Listen, we're far enough into this. This match is going to make this a wet dream for wrestling fans because we have talked about this since TNA and NXT started their partnership a year and a half ago. And the fact that we're getting this match now while we have this podcast and it's still alive is amazing. With all that being said, this match is going to be a barn burner. It's going to be amazing. I'm going with Leon Slater to retain here, but you know what? I don't want to put it out into the atmosphere, but again, for me personally, this is a win-win for me. But I do want to see Leon retain because I think he still has a lot more gas in the tank as champion for the X Division. But oh my god, I'm so fucking excited. Papa Oso, who you got, and how excited are you for this match?
Oh, I have Leon all the way. I mean, but again, I will also agree with you in the fact that no matter which way this falls, I'll be happy because I freaking love both of these guys. You know, this is going to be a brilliant match. I mean, I agree. I think it's going to be the match of the night. Other than, you know, when Mike Santana takes the title from Trick, but
yep. That's going to be a great moment.
But you're right. This has been a highly anticipated one. Like we have said multiple times that we always would love to see Leon and Javon go at each other. And here it is. And I'm like, huzzah. So I'm very excited about it. Very excited.
And the crazy, I know this match is going to be good. I hope this match is going to be really good. I have faith in it, unlike some of the other matches. But what I'm hoping this match does is because I don't want us two to say this. And then, of course, JT over here is new to Javon, and then for him to be disappointed by the match. That's fair. That's very fair. But I'm putting this out on the internet now. I'm not going to go away if I'm wrong, but I'm putting my stake as a wrestling podcaster, reviewer, and a fan of professional wrestling. I'm calling it now. This is going to be match of the night. I'm just putting it right there, and I will eat crow, so to speak, if I am wrong, but I highly doubt it. I put my reputation on the line for this one. But anyways, back to you, JT. Who you got for this one?
I agree with you that I don't know. I've never actually seen Javon Evans, and I know this is going to shock a lot of you, but I haven't seen Javon Evans do any, like, I haven't seen him in wrestling before because I don't watch NXT. I started watching TNA, and I'm old school. But if the two of you are this passionate about this fight, I think that this is going to be, like you said, this better have 20 minutes written all over it because I already know and I've seen Leon's prowess and the run that he's had for this year. I'm picking Leon just sheerly because that, like both of you said, if they take his gas out right now, like, I'm pretty for certain that I'm going to riot. There's a couple of times that I've been really close, but I've been like, no, I'm really angry, but we'll see how this goes. Like, legit, if Javon wins this, I'm so losing faith in like a good 90% of anything that TNA does. And right now I'm at like 60% because of some of the stuff that they've done. So I'm like, come on, just keep it, like, balance this out. This is going to be a great fight. Probably the best fight of the entire program. But we'll see.
No, 100%. And again, I'm also picking Leon to retain too, because I want Leon's championship run to kind of just have him go on a tear. Like, him and Myron main evented Victory Road, and that pay-per-view was all disjointed as hell because of everything that was transpiring leading into it. But those two managed to put on one hell of a main event, and that also was a match I was like, oh my god, Myron Reed, let's go. I'm kind of like, I knew you were great, but thank you for proving it to everybody else. But I'm excited for this match. So now we get into our final two matches, which are for our main event scene for the main championships. The first one being for our TNA Knockouts World Championship. So this is the champion and NXT's Kalani Jordan defending the title against TNA star Indy Hartwell. So here's the thing, right? Again, this was not the original plan. My money is still on either it being Indy versus Ash or a triple threat with Indy, Masha, and Ash for this title. But again, two of the three people I just mentioned right now are either retired from in-ring competition or are, off of television pending investigation of certain things. And so we had to scramble at Victory Road. Kalani ended up getting this title. I love Kalani to death. I love Indy to death, even though she still needs to take some promo classes. As much as I want to pick Indy because I love her to death, I'm going to go with Kalani. Now, in all intents and purposes, I know, for me at least, I can't speak for anybody else, that Kalani essentially is a transitional champion because this is not the original plan. However, I don't want her to just lose the title right now after only holding it for 2.5 weeks at this point. And I kind of want to see what Kalani can do as the TNA Knockouts champion and fight the girls here in TNA and in NXT too. So with that reasoning, I'm going to actually have Kalani retain here. I went back and forth with this, but I'm going to go with Kalani retaining here because I want to see more of her. Even though she's an NXT star, I want to see what she can do and how far she can take the TNA Knockouts championship and who she can face in both companies. So I'm going to go with Kalani here because I really would hate for her to just be a 2-week champion, which is not necessarily fun. And that's not fair to her. But I digress. Papa, also, who you got between these two?
This is her first official title
defense. Correct.
Defense, correct. There's no way they're going to take it from her. There's no way on her first defense. No way. I mean, I'm going with Kalani because she's my girl. But I can't imagine that they would take it from her. I can't imagine that. I mean, even if she is transitional, which we know she is, I can't imagine that they would just be like, okay, you're it, but in 2 weeks we're going to take it away from you. So without properly defending it, outside of a pay-per-view. So I'm really hoping that they don't do that. And then again, I like Indy Hartwell as well. I mean, I like both of these gals. I mean, Kalani is I've been Team Kalani since I met Kalani.
Day one, since you came onto the NXT podcast when it was me, you, and Andrew.
And I have always said this woman needs a championship title. She is good. She's gotten, I mean, over the time I've watched her, she has grown. She has come into her own, and I was like, she deserves a championship. It doesn't have to be a very long one, but 2.5 weeks that's not it. That's wrong. That is just absolutely wrong. And I get the circumstances. I do, but that's not Kalani's fault. So you don't punish her for something that's not her fault. You know what? If you want to take it away from her, take it away from in the next pay-per-view. Let her lose it there.
Mm-hmm.
But I just, God, I'm going to be very disappointed if she loses. And not because, my pick didn't win, but because she's worked her ass off to get here. And yeah, it sucks how she got here, but she still got here. So that's, but I'm going with Kalani just because she's my girl, but yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. And then JT, who you got with this one?
So I agree that Kalani needs to keep this kind of bout going, but I am going to go with Indy Hartwell sheerly because the fact that before all of this happened, and Kalani ended up coming in and kind of making those couple week names for herself, Indy was starting to kind of make that rise. And I can foresee that she's going to win Shirley because they were building that storyline and then they put Kalani in there and she's going to unfortunately become a casualty, and it's going to suck because like you said, Will, like having that couple of weeks worth of growth and then all of a sudden have it snatched away, it's really going to suck. But the way that I've seen stuff with TNA, at least recently, I can see them going, well, we already had the storyline planned out for Indy, so we're just going to keep it going. And unfortunately, Kalani's going to be a casualty. I hope I'm wrong. And, it would be awesome to see Kalani keep this going. And then, like you said, next pay-per-view, maybe it shatters it up a little bit. But I have a feeling that Indy's going to win this one.
Very, very fair. So we shall see this Sunday what happens. So then we get into the final match, which we are told is main eventing Bound for Glory. Mike Santana. I don't need to even go any further into this. Mike Santana.
Yeah, I did.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
Okay. And that has been our predictions for Bound for Glory.
I was going to say, I would be absolutely shocked if either one of you ended up saying Trick. And I'd have been like, okay, we're going to have I know that this typically is we're trying to wrap this up, but you're going to need to explain if you pick Trick. Seriously.
No. You gave over the last month, you have given us a 3-part docuseries of Mike Santana's road to Bound for Glory and everything that we've gotten. You put money, you put production value into it. I swear to all the wrestling gods and goddesses, nah, Erica, you're banned. Bye. It's like, you're banned. It'd be like, get out, leave.
I was just like, get out.
Get out, leave right now. How dare you? But in all seriousness, you gave us a 3-part docuseries kind of Mike Santana leading into this match at Bound for Glory. You gave us pics of his personal life, voicemails from his deceased grandfather, notes and voiceovers from people in the business. We had a whole entire segment where he sat down with New York wrestling legend, The Amazing Red. And Amazing Red is fucking phenomenal. He's still wrestling right now, and it's crazy. By the way, him and Leon Slater are having a match tonight, and I'm going to go look that up as soon as I can because I'm excited. But you cannot put again, it's one of those things where you put all this stock and build a scene Santana up that it would kind of be a slap in the face to fans if he does not win at Bound for Glory. So give me all the shenanigans, give me all the craziness, as we know this match is probably going to have. But at the end of this, the words that better come out of that mouth of our announcer is your winner and new TNA World Champion, Mike Santana. I was just like, it's time to make Mike the face of TNA.
Well, we're gonna have to riot TNA. We might have to have some words. I like to be a very, very peaceful person, but just saying.
I was just like, please, don't fuck it up. So that has been our predictions for Bound for Glory, and that brings us to the end of our TNA review for this week. This is a bit of the longer one, as our predictions episodes tend to be, because we spent more time talking about Bound for Glory than we did the actual episode, which is totally okay with me. But we got to get up on out of here. So tune in this Sunday. And TNA decided to start earlier, which one, I am appreciative, but also be like, but why though? Because then it was probably just going to be me for the majority of the time. But TNA, we will be doing a live watch along, or at least I will, and hopefully the other boys will be able to join me, which I'm going to talk to them about it to figure that out. But we will be doing a live watch along for TNA Bound for Glory this Sunday. We will be going live at 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, because they're like, we're going to start the main show an hour earlier than most of our other pay-per-views. And I was like, I appreciate it, because that means I get the rest of the evening to myself. But damn it, that's like in the middle of dinner time. So we'll see what happens. Also, I am not in the business of trying to fight with any of my hosts' partners and significant others, because they will beat me in a fight. I was just like, I am not ready for that. So we'll talk about that afterwards. But that is the only thing that is left this weekend. So come join us on Sunday as we, watch Bound for Glory. And by the end of this, we're either going to be really happy, really depressed, really angry, or a mix of everything, as TNA tends to do lately. I know we talk a lot of crap about TNA, but I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe in the potential of the people in this company. But TNA has some big decisions and right decisions that need to be made at Bound for Glory this Sunday to kind of hopefully carry us through the rest of the year and into 2026. But thank you so much for tuning in. The three of us got to get up on out of here. But from all of us here at BC WrestlePod, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay biconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We will see you Sunday for our TNA Bound for Glory watch along. But until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time, peace.